Good morning, day 31 on the Camino here. It is September 29th, and this is the smallest chapel along the Camino. We're in Biduedo. I'm sure there's a better way of pronouncing it, but this is the smallest chapel on the Camino. Just left Biduedo, which is right there where that yellow building is. And this is our absolute gorgeous view. Oh, I see a quarry down there. It's a quarry. Little towns and stuff. And today's walk is going down to that valley. It's been a little bit of a tough walk this morning since it's all downhill, but I will give it credit. It's been a very pretty walk, interesting walk. We've had some great views from the tops of the mountains. Now we're going through these winding little nooks or whatever through the woods. More mountain views coming up. It's been very interesting, so nice and pleasant. And it's starting to warm up. One of the few times we'll see people not on siesta, actually working. Yeah, fabrication. Looks like railings. Most of the roofs here are slate. I think these really old ones are really cool just because they're just irregular shaped slate pieces that are just stacked up. But our next little town or coming into it, I don't remember what the name of it is, but pretty cool old building here. Very agricultural. A lot of these are barns, but that looks like could have been a house or something. So when I was up at the top of the mountain, said, I wonder if that's where we're going. Said, nah, maybe too close. Yep, it was too close. That's our next little town we're going into. That's about 1.5 miles away, and it is Tricastella, named after 3 castles that used to be in the city or in the area, but evidently they're no longer there other than just the name. No remnants or anything, just the name. In Tricastella, that was the city that I saw down in the valley that I wondered if it was the where we're headed. Obviously not. It's about 1/3 to halfway there. A little chapel with a really pretty cemetery, but it looks like it's closed. We'd read somewhere that most of the chapels in this part, for some reason, they keep closed, but sometimes, even though the gates are locked, the doors are open so you can see in. Not in this case. Very pretty cemetery. So a lot of these are like family crypts. I believe the 2 rings on it are to lift that part so that you can open it, put a new body in there that somebody has passed away, and then the next one, but it's the entire family. And you can't really read this, but if you were to be able to, it does have a list of about at least 5 or 6 people that we could count and figure out that are in there. Interesting way of doing it. Alrighty, coming to a split in a pathway.
Camino,
And since we haven't had enough steps, we're going to go to Samos versus San XIL. It's a little further, but there's towns along the way. Hopefully more to see. Buen Camino.
I got our limestone like the ancient pilgrims.
So the story is that pilgrims would be given a piece of limestone as they're leaving Tricastella, and then they carry it to the town outside of Santiago called Storiga or something along that lines, and then they deposited it there, and then they would throw it in the kilns that they had there to make lime in order to make the cathedral in Santiago. And we think that that might have just been a cheap labor in order to get people to get the limestone to the end so that they can make it. So we're in San Cristobal do Real and walk between a couple of houses. This is kind of their backyard. Not a bad view. Just a little town that's gone dead. Haven't seen a soul in any of these buildings. Even when they do rounded walls out of their stone stack, they're perfect. Haven't pointed that out in any of the other buildings, but I've noticed it a few times. Walked up a little incline into Renche, and we have us a church right here with a cemetery surrounding it. I don't think we know much about this church. Let's see if we can. Oh, can't even get in the gate. I don't think. So Suzette, how's your water?
I need a town fountain.
Because
It's empty.
that's what I thought.
Look at the angle on these slate roofs where they... I'll do it. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
If you want. Keith can explain this. I'm doing the video for him. Because he needs to know how to do this for whenever he DIYs me a slate roof on my farm. Right?
Yeah. Last little town before we get to our stop for the night, which is Samos. This is San Martino. Everything's been painted white, but I think this is another defunct little village. Oh, I wonder if Suzette will see this little cat here. I don't doubt that she will. But I was going to come over and see if I can get a picture of the church. Not a whole lot. See, it looks like the houses are kind of falling apart. That's the church, painted white. Has a little graveyard in the courtyard. It looks virtually identical to the last one Same little entryway and everything. Stop for the night. Now you just gotta figure out a way to get down there. Our windy entryway into Samos. Has pretty steep walls on both sides. And it kind of does a little S down to the city.
Yeah, I just teased you with seeing the city.
We're in our final town of Samos, and this is a monastery. They do have a couple of services a day, and one of them is actually even open to the public, so we're going to try to go to that. But this is absolutely monstrous and beautiful. Headed over to the monastery to see if we can get our tour. Tour starts in about 10 minutes. And but I'm wearing shorts and a ball cap. I don't know if they're gonna let me in or not, but we'll see. Okay, so we just did a tour of the monastery here, and no videos were allowed
And nobody took any video.
because that would be a sin.
That would be wrong.
So the previous segment of my video for the day will just be a slideshow of pictures, and it was a little confusing. I was trying to use Google Translate to figure out what I don't know if he was a monk or whatever. I guess he's a monk. He was speaking in Spanish, and I was using Google Translate, so it was confusing. There was a little bit about a giraffe in there, some saints. I'm not real sure what's going on. I'll try to piece it together.
And an energy drink.
And there was an energy drink in his translation. I'm not sure what that was about. Buen Camino.
Buen Camino.